It's time for the 2008 championship of the big one presented by Youth Hockey Hub, featuring Team Minnesota, or Brick, against the Bakken Oilers. These two teams met earlier in the tournament. Bakken beat Team Minnesota in a great game, 6-4, and so they'll get things started here. Bakken in the black helmets and breezers, orange jerseys, blue trim, blue numerals and lettering. Team Minnesota in the black breezers and helmets, green jerseys with the white numerals and lettering. Team Minnesota, the visitors, Bakken undefeated, and the home team. Keaton Junt gains the zone, wards off a check of Beckett Schillings. 30 seconds gone by as we hit following the 2007 championship. These are 10-year-olds on the ice. Junt will backhand it toward the net. Netminder Cade Nystrom will watch it go by. Up the left wall, and coming off the wall, Keaton Panzer, centering pass. It actually goes off the back of the netminder and in. 51 seconds into this game, Bakken takes a 1-0 lead. Keaton Panzer, whose brother Jace is another starter for this Oilers team. And good defense to knock it free by Cale Grunberg. Centering as they looked for more. And the Oilers chase it down in the left wing corner. Back up the wall to TJ Hale at the left point. Into the right corner where Ryler Rivard centers it. It's loose in front, jamming at it. Che Kwame, among others. And it's held on to by Nystrom. 1-0 Bakken. As we said, they won this first matchup 1-0, and 6-4 rather. And they win the draw cleanly back to Grunberg. He puts it on net. Rebound spilled momentarily, but Nystrom covers as Oakton Hansen was lurking. Oakton Hansen, immediately my favorite name that I've seen on a roster. Face-off right circle, Team Minnesota zone. Won again by the Oilers. Played along by Tony Timmerman. Up the left wall, loose in the high slot. Number 77, Duncan Metcalf, grabs it there. Metcalf from above the left circle, saved by Nystrom to the corner. And it's skated onto by Connor DeBoer. Pass hits Hansen on the way in. Now Team Minnesota skates it out. This Minnesota team playing a year up, so impressive that they're even in the championship game. Bakken from North Dakota. Grunberg behind his own net. Plays it around for Brendan Hackstall. Jace Panzer loses it at center ice. Oakton Hansen plays it in. Backhanded for Miller Wenkus. Bakken regains the zone. Played in deep by Keaton Junt. Whitaker Ruerts plays it back to the far wall. And skating onto it here. Ruerts loses it. Jace Panzer gives for Junt. Junt fires it past. Panzer from the goal line extended centered. And Nystrom turns it aside. Brick carries it out. It hits a defender at the line. Charlie Estebi at the line for Bakken. Big full roster. They'll run 3 lines deep, Bakken will. Team Minnesota gets a step. Beautiful centering pass. Nobody was home. Finally skated there, found by Ruerts. and taken back by Bakken. Jace Panzer trying to work his way to the front of the net. Becker-Wenkes plays it around, so Miller and Becker-Wenkes twins for this Team Minnesota team. The puck goes up and out of play, so we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone between the orange and blue of Bakken and the green and white of Team Minnesota. Good outlet pass, finding Bo Christie, works his way to the outside. Ben Geiger plays it back to the point. Miller-Wenkes throws it through traffic, and one of his teammates, Bo Christie, had to duck. Now Christie's got it back, centers for Wenkes, flashes in front of Oliver Bryan's net. Now taken back by Bakken. Ryler Riven will go off for a change, but it's carried in deep by Kwame. Bakken spending a lot of time in the Team Minnesota zone in the first 5 minutes of this first period. They'll have an intermission after this first period so they can resurface the ice and then play 2 consecutive 15-minute periods in this 2008 championship. And after the game, we'll announce our FVP MVP of the game. Kason Panzer circles, his pass cut out momentarily by Connor DeBoer. It's lifted into the corner where Bodie Schmaltz chases after it for Bakken. Schmaltz's pass off the near wall, banks all the way down for Becker-Wenkes to collect. Up for Rylan Rooney. Keaton Panzer loses it momentarily. Duncan Metcalf now on the backhand. Tries to go near post. Good save, Nystrom. Stick lift, keeps it in the zone. Swept back in deep by Grunberg. Played corner to corner by Becker-Wenkes. And the turnover forced. There's a shot. Good save by Nystrom from the shot by Cole Richardson. Bounding up the right half wall. Still down in the Team Minnesota zone. Off the boards, Bakken. There's a shot and a no goal. Wow. I thought that had caught the underside of the bar, but no goal. It was an accurate shot, but now Bakken forced to touch up as Team Minnesota collects it in the left corner. Becker-Wenkes plays it around where it finds Cale Grunberg. Centers in front. Here's an opportunity. Nystrom tight to the post. DeBoer lifts it out of the zone. Team Minnesota gets a much-needed change with 8:06 remaining first period, and icing is whistled. Or no, we might have our first penalty. Yep, that is the indication. And indeed, it is going to be a penalty on Team Minnesota. Reed Smith, the guilty party. So Bakken will go on the man advantage. High off the glass and down. Tony Timmerman gives chase. Center is looking for Nolan Fitzhenry. Played around corner to corner for Keaton Panzer to chase onto. Finally, they get zone time, but offside. 1:29 remaining on the power play. A hooking minor assessed to Reed Smith for Team Minnesota. Faceoff comes in the neutral zone just outside Team Minnesota zone. 7:32 remaining first period as Keaton Panzer plays it in. Couple of sets of twins on this Bakken Oilers team. Centered for Panzer. Fires a wrist shot toward Nystrom. He fumbles the rebound. It falls right to Dallas Jackson, who centers. And it goes in. Nystrom sprawled on his goal line, and it's sort of a delayed reaction, but it eventually trickled into the back of the net across the goal line. So a power play goal for Bakken, and the Bakken Oilers have a 2-goal lead now midway through this first period of play. Even strength the first goal, power play the second, and so the Reed Smith minor comes back to hurt Team Minnesota in this 2008 championship game. Keaton Junt plays it to himself along the left half wall. Across for Becker Wenkes. Good pass to Dylan Danny. Pad save made by Oliver Bryant, who hasn't seen much action here in the first period. Out to the left point for Team Minnesota and back down the wall. Cross ice, and it can't be kept in by Becker Wenkes. He's forced to retreat with Dallas Jackson hot on his trail. Jace Panzer on a backhand, circling, looking for a pass. Centers in front. Oh, and a great job by Nystrom to slide across and make the save. 6:14 left in the first. 2-0 Bakken. Oilers have it in the zone. Thrown to the front of the net, but Becker Wenkes, whose name we've called quite a bit in this first period, is there for support. Turned over just above the left half circle, and a good stick in the passing lane by defenseman Drew Botts to knock it free. It's kept in by Kaysen Panzer. He backhands it to the circle. This time it goes out of the zone, so Bakken forced to touch up. They quickly regain the zone with Duncan Metcalf, who moves in, shoots, and the shot is gloved down by Cade Nystrom. Or less gloved down and more actually caught. 5:28 left in the first. Oilers lead it 2-0. Beckett Schillings. Passed out of the zone, and now Team Minnesota with a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Oh, but a good stick by Bodie Schmaltz to knock it free. Bakken quickly regains possession. TJ Hale circles with it. Passes up for Che Kwame. Turned over to Tony Timmerman. Now a 2-on-1 for Bakken. Moving in. Shot! Score! The Oilers pulling away in the first, lead this one 3-0. That one courtesy of TJ Hale. That goal coming with 5:01 left. So that comes at the 9:55 mark. With exactly 5 minutes to play in the first, Bakken's got a 3-0 lead. As the Team Minnesota trying to get going here. Beckett Schillings throws it in the zone, but it's quickly taken back by the Oilers. You can see the speed and skill difference as good as Team Minnesota is. Bakken just looks like the sharper team right now. Now a 2-on-1 for Team Minnesota. There's a shot and a good save. Not sure how much Brian knew about it, but he made the stop. And now quickly back the other way comes Bakken. Dallas Jackson working to the outside. Shoots. Nystrom makes the save. Can't glove it. So it slides around the far wall. Kept in right point by the Oilers. Played back down low by Grunberg. Rimming the left circle. Played across. Jackson was waiting for it on the doorstep. He tracks it into the left corner. Wraparound attempt, saved initially, and this time they score. Jace Panzer gets that one. 2 Panzer strikes in the first period. First one was Kaysen, this one was Jace. 4-0. Three of the 4 goals in this period, even strength. They scored at 7:11, 5:01, and 3:59. So that goal came about a minute 2 after the third goal. Another opportunity, Hale, and Nystrom spills it. Tight to the post is the battle along the end wall. Bringing it out and throwing it in deep and icing the puck, probably wisely by Dylan Donnie. 4-0 Bakken Oilers. A far cry from their 6-4 win against Team Minnesota in the first game. Bakken coming out firing in this first period. And that's Caden Nystrom's made some nice saves as well, so could be worse. Jackson plays it out of the zone. And every time that Oliver Bryan's been called into action, he's responded to it. Ben Holland forced to the wall. Oakton Hansen has it taken away. Team Minnesota, though, really struggling to clear the zone. They turn it over again. Metcalf from the high slide. Loose in front. Oakton Hansen couldn't get there. It's played to the corner and again turned over. Metcalf whiffed on the shot, so Team Minnesota carries it back through the neutral zone. Dump and chase for Nolan Fitzhenry, and it's quickly played back out by the Oilers. Metcalf off the near wall. He'll go for a change after he ices the puck. 2:23 left in what has been a near flawless first period for Bakken. Face off right circle, the Bakken zone. Coming off the wall with it, Reed Smith still has it in the slot. Now it's taken away by the orange and blue. They regain the zone, work to the wall by Connor DeBoer. Jay Kwame had it, lost it. Team Minnesota speeds back the other way. Tony Timmerman forces it in deep. Bakken behind its own net, plays it up the near side wall. Skating at center ice with it, Reed Smith. Plays it up for DeBoer. And I believe we have a delayed penalty coming up. First one on Bakken, a trip. So the penalty kill will have to be employed by the Oilers as Bodie Schmaltz, the physical defenseman, whistled for that infraction. Minute 34 to go, first period. So the rest of the period will be on the power play for Team Minnesota, and they could really use a goal, trailing 4-0. Through traffic, hits the skate of a Bakken Oiler. Turned back over in the slot. Working his way to the outside, Easton Johnson, turning in the left corner. Johnson along the end boards. Lifts it back and gets it back just outside the right circle. Plays it around for Riddico Ruerts. He has his stick lifted. Bakken skates it, passes it out of the zone. Keaton Junt goes down at the blue line of Team Minnesota, and they skate back with it. Beckett Schillings plays it across, left circle, shot. Kind of handcuffed Oliver Bryant, but he managed to snag it with the glove and hang on. 1:15 left on the Oilers minor. Bryant high in his crease as the draw is won back by Team Minnesota. Kept in at the line, it hits a Bakken stick. Good job sticking the passing lane by Dallas Jackson, who's now hounding Beckett Schillings back into his own zone. Team Minnesota trying to get traction offensively, trailing 4-0 with 29 seconds left in the period. 52 still left on the power play. Just one shot on this power play right so far as Bakken doing a nice job on the kill. Puck slides to the left wing corner, 10 seconds left. Skated out nicely. Beautiful stick work by Che Kwame. Period ends. Still 26 seconds remaining on the power play, but other than that, the Bakken Oilers played a whale of a first period and they head to the break. The first and only intermission of this hockey game with a 4-0 lead. Goals by the Panzer brothers as well as TJ Hale. A power play goal and 3 even strength goals have the Bakken Oilers on top of Team Minnesota at the intermission in this 2008 championship. You're watching the big one presented by Youth Hockey Hub. Back to start the second period here from the Schwann Super Rink in Blaine. And a point of correction, I'd like to apologize to Kirsten Jomo, because her son Mark was the one making all the saves for Team Minnesota in that first period. They announced the wrong starter. Cade Nystrom, number 31, is now in between the pipes, but I kept saying Nystrom's name the entire first period. So credit to young Mr. Jomo for making some fantastic saves in that first period. Bakken leads it 4-0, as we'll see what kind of presence Team Minnesota comes out with in the second period. Good save by Oliver Bryan. I'm confident that he was the goaltender for Bakken. Played around behind the Bakken Oilers net. 30 seconds gone by here in the second period of play. Team Minnesota forced to touch up. They play it back in. Again, Team Minnesota a year younger, the 09 group, a year younger than this Bakken Oilers team, so the fact that they're competing with them and in the championship game says a lot about Minnesota Team Brick. Offside, as these kids have not been together very long and still getting to know one another, still developing, so a good learning experience for these kids on both sides, and Bakken clearly a well-oiled machine, pun very much intended, as we are 13:47 left in the second period of play in this 2008 championship game. Jay Kwame skates onto it and gains the zone with speed for the Oilers. Shot on net, good save, Nystrom. It's swept around to the near side boards. Kept in nicely by Bakken and Ryder Rivard. Centering pass. Taken back by Team Minnesota out of the zone. So Bakken forced to touch up as Charlie Estebi is a bit too early in the zone. So those teams will get fresh bodies on the ice as the draw will come out in front of the Bakken bench. Even scoring distribution for Bakken in that first period. The Panzer brothers, Jason Keaton with goals, as well as TJ Hale. And they scored on the power play as well. As they just absolutely spent a lot of time in the Team Minnesota zone. Centering pass doesn't find a stick. Cale Gruenberg throws it on net, but it doesn't get to Nystrom. Ryder Rivard off the wall. And the play is ruled offside. It's the kind of thing that can happen when you are still getting to know one another as teammates. Gets a feel for your teammates' speed and tendencies as players. Whacked at and taken out of the zone. Collected back in their own zone by Team Minnesota. That's deflected off the stick of Keaton Junt. Doesn't even get all the way back to Oliver Bryan's net. Or it's taken back in the neutral zone and played across for Tony Timmerman. Helped into the zone by Easton Johnson. And then back out for Timmerman, who retreats back to his blue line. Plays it up to center ice looking for Nolan Fitzhenry. Fitzhenry gives chase along the right wing wall. Couple Team Minnesota players go down as the puck is loose and the refs lose sight of it, so they blow the whistle dead. Oliver Bryan seemed to have it covered on the near post anyway. Defensemen stay out there, new forwards on the ice for the Bakken Oilers as the faceoff comes in the left circle of their zone. And really, it was a 3-minute span in which Bakken scored 3 goals in the middle of the period to really open things up. Kept in at the right point by Becker Wenkes. Jay Kwame skates it out. Pass up to center ice just through the legs of TJ Hale. and taken back, checked off, and Hale has it at center ice. Timmerman in the right circle. Backhands it up off the far wall. Left point and backhanded out again by Becker Wenkes, who had a really active first period for Team Minnesota. Zone regained by the Oilers. Wenkes forces Ryler Rivard to the outside. Left circle shot deflected down and carried out by Reed Smith. 2-on-2 for Team Minnesota. Smith gains the zone. Nice move, gonna get free, shoots, and a good save made by Oliver Bryant. Puck loose in the slot now. Team Minnesota trying to sustain some offensive zone pressure. Jake Kwame will play it in deep. Full-scale changes for the Oilers, who kind of get the forecheck going. 10:30 left to play, second period. Left corner for Bakken. Well, good defense to knock it free by Team Minnesota, but it's kept down there by Ben Holland. Centering pass. Doesn't find Metcalf, its intended target. Pass up to Ben Geiger. Geiger plays it back. Beckett Schillings. He is a bit off with the timing of the play, so again the draw will come back in front of the Team Minnesota bench. Schillings off the draw. Plays it cross ice. Back for Schillings off the near side boards. Team Minnesota trying to organize themselves in the neutral zone as Geiger plays it in deep and skates off for a change. It's off the side netting, off the side of the net. Kept in right point by Team Minnesota. High shot thrown toward the net. Traffic in front. It's knocked down. And losing an edge there is Bo Christie. Oilers skate back the other way. Keaton Junt puts on the brakes. Throws it toward the net. Nystrom sends it back to the wall with the stick. 9:04 left to play, second period. Long outlet pass finds Easton Johnson. He's cut off by Grudenberg. Into the corner, Grudenberg goes down. Penalty not called, so we play on. Chased into the corner by Nolan Fitzhenry. Jackson plays it up, and now Bakken will change as it's carried in deep. Turning away from pressure, Jace Panzer in the left circle. Plays it down low for looking for Kwame. Cut out. Ruerts goes to the ice, no call. Up the near side boards where Schmaltz gloves it down. Schmaltz can't keep it in the zone. Now he throws it back towards Nystrom's net. He leaves it to the corner for Drew Botts. Botts plays it up the boards looking for Ruerts. One of the better skaters, Beckett Schillings, has really proven himself be a fluid skater as the puck's turned over at the line. Hale looking for his second goal on the backhand. Shoots. Good save by Nystrom. Centered. Oh, and a great job by Nystrom to slide across and make the save. He's without a stick at the moment, but Kwame, and this time, oh, nice job by Nystrom to knock it to the corner and then regain his stick. Kwame was waiting with the goal mouth wide open. Bakken again forces a turnover at the line. Kaysen Panzer this time carries it in deep. Circling, looking for the pass, centers. Can't quite find a teammate. It's kept down there by Ben Holland. Again centers. Oh, and this time it nearly went in off a Team Minnesota player. Carried on out by Ruerts. 7:03 left to play in the second. Ruerts works his way to the outside, watched by Cole Richardson. Into the left wing corner. Turned over at the line and played back in. As Bakken gets some fresh bodies on the ice and tries to set the forecheck up. Tony Timmerman with speed behind his own net. Working away from pressure by Dallas Jackson. Jace Panzer loses it along the half boards. Again, the turnover forced by the active forecheck of Bakken. Jackson from the left circle shoots. Nystrom makes the save. It's loose in front, and they tap it in. Bakken strikes first in this second period to increase their lead to 5-0. And a nice job by Jace Panzer to follow up his own shot and knock it home. That goal comes at the 6:12 mark, or with 6:12 remaining, so a little over 9 minutes, and it's loose in front again. Nystrom makes the initial save. Puck slides to the left wing corner. Out to the right wing for Cole Richardson. He plays it around as, once again, Jace Panzer in the middle of things for Bakken. 5:52 left second period. Big collision at the line as Team Minnesota skates it out. Taken back by Bakken. Cole Richardson. Now's an opportunity. Left circle. Shot off the post, off the crossbar. Point of fact. Team Minnesota able to clear, and Bakken forced to retreat back to their own zone. Richardson hops off the ice as Bakken makes a change. Long outlet pass, and a great pass it was to Dylan Donnie. Donnie circling, centering. Gets it right back as the puck slides to the left corner. Stick on the ice for Bakken. Jay Kwame in there. And again, Team Minnesota and Beckett Schillings forced to retreat. Schillings gets it back in his own zone just below the right circle. He backhands it forward and finds Bo Christie, but the play is ruled offside. And now we are into running time. It only took me a few minutes to realize that. 5-0 Bakken. 5-goal lead generates running time. Team Minnesota has played better in this second period, but Bakken has still had the better of things. Nolan Fitzhenry trying to work his way through. Forced to the corner. His pass hits Ryder Rivard. Rivard with Hale to his left, and Hale, as the pass goes just behind him, and the play is ruled offside. Draw one back and controlled by the Oilers. Hale hard on the forecheck, pressuring Tony Timmerman, who goes down centered. He had a man in front. Rivard was waiting on the doorstep underneath his stick. Again, loose in the left circle, skating to the middle. Bakken. Hale can't get much on the shot. And so it's taken back by Whitaker Ruerts. Schillings. Save made by Bryan. And Bryan is pitching a shutout, but he's really, just in all honesty, hasn't been tested a whole lot this afternoon. He's seen clearly everything he's saved. Schillings takes it back from Hale. Turned back over at the line, and now Hale enters the zone. Hale, 1-on-3, trying to toe drag his way through. And a nice job defensively as Timmerman gives chase along the end wall. He plays it D to D. Up for Easton Johnson. Banked off the near side wall for Reed Smith to give chase. Icing waved off. Smith in a board battle with Kaysen Panzer. Bakken, 1-on-2 as Kaysen Panzer works to the outside. Center is looking for Ben Holland. Metcalf, high pass, bounds to the corner. Again, the centering pass. It's loose in front. Good save by Nystrom as Team Minnesota defenders collide in front. Two minutes and counting left to play in this second period. Bakken with a 5-0 lead. Draw comes in the left circle of the Oilers zone. Above the left circle through traffic. Saved by Nystrom, who comes out. Keaton Junt tracking it down in there along with Dallas Jackson, and carried out finally by Team Minnesota. Reed Smith off the near side boards, taken back by Jace Panzer. Panzer working his way to the outside, centering pass in front. Nystrom makes the save and pushes it to the corner. 1:04 left in the second period. 5-0 Bakken Oilers lead in this championship game for the 2008 division. Jace Panzer can't get through. Drew Botts will carry it out for Team Minnesota. Smith trying to get an advantage as he's driving hard to the net. Spinning, nice pass across. There's a shot on net. Bryant saves it, and it bounces back behind his net. There's another shot and a glove save, this time made by Bryant. Connor DeBoer putting pressure. And I'm not sure we're going to even get to another faceoff before the end of this second period. Team Minnesota still searching for that first goal. Quick face-off taken in the left circle of the Bakken zone. One back through traffic, gloved down momentarily. Hits the glove of Cale Grunberg. Bakken with one more rush as TJ Hale loses his footing in the left circle, and time expires. The Oilers score once in that second period of play to add to their 4-0 lead. And we'll have a running clock, at least for the foreseeable future, in the third period, with the Oilers enjoying a 5-0 advantage. After this, we'll have the 2010 championship right here on Bethel University ice. The Schwann Super Rink, rink number 5 here in Blaine. And we'll have that for you as well on youthhockeyhub.com. Jace Panzer with 2 goals. Keaton Panzer with a goal as well. TJ Hale another. He scored a power play goal, and that accounts for the 5-0 advantage for the Bakken Oilers from the great state of North Dakota. And we might see some new faces out there. Guys like Brennan Hackstall getting some ice time now for the Bakken Oilers. Team Minnesota wins the draw. Dylan Donne in there. Rivard comes off the wall. Ben Geiger being pressured all over the ice, as well as Beckett Schillings. Schillings has had a nice game, though, for Team Minnesota. Grunberg plays it back in. Back into the Bakken zone, where it's tracked down by Oakton Hansen. Turned over at center ice. Bakken regains control. Grunberg, toe dragging his way to the front, gets to the front, and a good job coming out and making the save by Cale Nystrom. Cade Nystrom makes the stick save that time. An aggressive goaltending by Nystrom. and by his counterpart, Mark Jomo, as well. Mark DeJomo, the netminder in the first period. Nystrom has seen the last 2 periods. It's loose in front, and a good save by Bryan off the wrister of Easton Johnson. Kept in at the right point through traffic, doesn't get all the way through. There's an opportunity, still loose in front, and finally swept out of there and onto the stick of Oakton Hansen, carried out by Metcalf. Team Minnesota with its best flurry of chances there. As we're 2 minutes gone by, third period, a 5-0 Bakken Oilers lead. Bo Schmaltz lifts it high into the zone and played back into the neutral zone. Taken back by Whitaker Ruerts. Centering pass, bounding puck through the crease. Team Minnesota couldn't get to it. .6-4 in the first matchup between these two. The defense is tightened up for Team Bakken in this second. Traffic in front as DeBoer tried to redirect it. Up the wall and kept in by Botts. Bounding free and now an opportunity. Dallas Jackson in a foot race. Watched by Botts. And a nice job by Botts to ward him off. Miller Wenkes drops it, looking for Ruerts. Ruerts fires a wrister. Good pad save as Bryan flashed out the left pad. Jace Panzer, 2 goals today, throws another puck on net. Nystrom decides wisely to freeze the puck. Face-off will come to Nystrom's right. Puck loose once again in front. And a nice job defensively by Team Minnesota. It's tracked back and tracked down by Cole Richardson, who wheels away from the pressure of Ryland Rooney. Played across as Team Minnesota looking better and better. Beckett Schillings plays it up, trying to find Ryland Rooney. Taken back by Richardson. Gives for Hale, who works to the outside. Hale, backhanded attempt. Nystrom reaches out with a blocker and makes the save. Puck still loose in the slot. Sent out of there by Grunberg, so forces Bakken to touch up. There's a stick loose on the ice as it's swept up the boards. Dylan Donne, cross ice for Rooney. Schillings for Smith. Forced to the outside, shoots over the net. Into the right wing corner for Rooney. Kind of passes it to himself. He's on the forehand. I think we have a delayed penalty coming up. Out to the high slot as the extra attackers on the ice. They shoot and score! Beautiful tic-tac-toe passing. Smith fed it across. And I believe Beckett Schillings will get credit for the goal for Team Minnesota, who makes it 5-1 with that goal. Bakken with a 3-on-2. Played across, worked all the way to the far side. Nystrom, tight on the post, makes the save off the shot from Dallas Jackson. Big collision at the line as a couple players go to the ice. And now Team Minnesota feeling a little momentum. Under 10 minutes to play in the game. 5-1. Bakken Oilers on top in this championship game, the big one, presented by Youth Hockey Hub. kicked forward in front of the Team Minnesota bench and played back to center ice. Big pressure by Jace Panzer nearly forces the turnover. Timmerman wheels away from pressure. And that goal negated what would have been a penalty call. But now we are going to have a penalty call, and TJ Hale commits the infraction. So Hale sits in the box. Team Minnesota with another opportunity. The clock stopped with 9:12 to play in the hockey game. They go on the power play with a timeout taken by Team Minnesota as they will talk things over. It was a big collision in the neutral zone, and so Hale sits as Bakken talks over defensive strategy, and Team Minnesota tries to decide how they want to attack this power play. And you never know, a goal here on the power play, suddenly things get a little interesting. First penalty on Bakken of the game. There's really only been 2 penalties, period. Che Kwame has swapped places with Hale in the box, so I think Kwame is the one who's actually going to serve this 2-minute minor, as Bakken's penalty kill will be called into question. Faceoff will come in front of the Oilers bench. And Team Minnesota wins the draw. Schillings gives chase as Nystrom leaves it for him. Long outlet pass has Team Minnesota in gear. Passed across for Miller Wenkus. His shot deflected wide. Battle along the end boards, won by Team Minnesota. Centered in front. Wenkus fanned on the shot. Out to the left circle. Thrown toward Nystrom's net. He saw it all the way. Or rather, Brian's net. Played up the near side boards, but kept in by Miller Wenkus. 1:25 left on the power play. 8:35 in the hockey game. Wenkus with once again a shot through the crease. Out to the left circle. Skated middle. Point-to-point pass. Schillings puts it on net. It's deflected in front above the Bakken goal. Rooney. Schillings back at the right point. Over to the left point. Walked in front, deflected. That goes wide. A lot of shots, but not much on net for Team Minnesota in this power play. 52 seconds left. Team Minnesota regains the zone. Work to the outside. Shot flashes wide. Miller Wenkus backhands it to the point for Schillings. High slot. Shot. Brian watches it go wide. Bakken having a tough time clearing the zone. Grunberg finally gets it out. And now the empty net, and that shot flashes wide from Jace Panzer, who was looking for the hat trick. And I believe the extra attacker was on because Team Minnesota needs everything it can. So the draw becomes all important now. 6 attackers on the ice for the green and white. And they do indeed win the draw to above the right circle. Empty net goals kind of academic at this point. Played back down low for Easton Johnson. Centering pass in front, puck loose, swept out of there. Minnesota can't keep it in the zone, so they're forced to backtrack. Miller Wenkus above the right circle, double teamed, puck loose, Timmerman shoots it. Glove down, or doesn't get all the way through, I should say. 7:07 left, back to even strength. The extra attacker remains out there for Team Minnesota. 5 defensive skaters now for Bakken. Played at center ice by Botts, back into the zone. Whitaker Ruertz loses it momentarily. Long shifts for the likes of Miller Wenkus. Panzer is the goaltender back in there. Nystrom gloves it to the end boards. Ruerts skates out with it. 6.5 left. 5-1. As the turnover is forced and Oakton Hansen regains the zone. Kaysen Panzer walks in, shoots wide. It rings around the boards and it's kept in at the right point by Bodie Schmaltz. Played around corner to corner. 6:10 remaining. Ruerts. Good back check by Holland. Team Minnesota had to try to change on the fly as Bakken regroups and leads the rush. Dylan Donne moves in, shoots, glove save, and Oliver Bryan decides to hang on. The running clock is over with the just 4-goal lead, but Team Minnesota desperate for some goals to keep this a tight game. Oh, good stick in the passing lane to knock it out of the zone by Che Kwame. And Team Minnesota could not regroup, so the play is offside and goes the face-off in front of the Bakken bench. Forget we'll have the FVP MVP of the game after this. Tony Scott will interview said MVP following the conclusion of this game. Donne. Oh, nice job by TJ Hale to come over and take it away. Donne down the wall. Hale in the right corner. Good pass to find Rivard. Beckett Schillings, one of the faster skaters we've seen on this ice. Taken away by Rivard, though, and now it's Hale. Hale, big collision at the blue line as he's run into by Connor DeBoer. 4:48 remaining. Dump and chase for Team Minnesota. Christie plays it up the boards. Jace Panzer in a 3-on-1 now for Bakken. Panzer and a great stick in the passing lane by Dylan Donne. Back comes the green and white. A 1-on-4 as Bakken never be accused of not skating hard, backtracking defensively. Jace Panzer regains the zone for Bakken. Off the far side boards. Keaton Junt backhands it in and goes for a change. Oilers change on the fly with under 4 to play. They'll set up the forecheck as they play it again in deep. Metcalf loses that board battle. It's kept in at the right point. Flung back in deep by Grunberg. Now Team Minnesota having trouble clearing their zone. Now they'll decide to drop back. Sort of neutral zone trap. Content to see out this 4-goal lead. Holland for Metcalf. Back to Holland. Skates in. Can't sort his feet out, and that's partially due to the defensive pressure of Team Minnesota. Kwame could not stay on side. Good credit to Tony Timmerman for some nifty stick work there on the back check. Off the draw, Bakken regains the zone. Kwame into the right corner with Hale there for support. Turnover, high slot. Hale tracks it down. High bounding puck loose in the crease. Played back to the corner. Helped out in the pass cut out by Geiger. Board battle right in front of the Team Minnesota bench. Bakken comes away with it. Oilers, another shot and a score! TJ Hale, goal number 2 of the game. A wicked wrister from the right circle with 2:29 to go. Whew, that was pretty. First goal, or second goal rather, of this third period. 6-1 as that goal comes with the 2:29 mark, with 2:29 left, I should say, of the third period, and now we're back to a running clock for these final 2 minutes. TJ Hale with 2 goals, Jace Panzer with 2 goals. Who will be our FVP, MVP of the game? Team Minnesota trying to get one more goal to feel good about. Wraparound attempt and a nice job sliding over post to post by Bryan. To the high slot. Shot driven down by Kason Panzer. Botts keeps it in. Stick to the corner. Minute 22 left. Passed out, 1-on-2 as Kwame will skate out and go for a change. Up the far side boards and kept in momentarily by the Oilers. Played on out while Richardson has to retreat back to his line. 1 minute to play in the game, a 6-1 Bakken Oilers lead. Shot deflected high off the end boards. Centering pass finds Easton Johnson. Coming down to play that one, Charlie Ustebe. Tony Timmerman behind his own net. Up the near side boards for Ruerts. Keaton Junt. One more rush as he carries it in deep. Tries to backhand it short side, but Bryan was tight to the post. Good job reading the play by Richardson, who cuts out the pass and regains the zone for the Oilers with 7 seconds to play. Time expires here at the Schwann Super Rink number 5. The Bakken Oilers cap an undefeated run in the big one presented by Youth Hockey Hub, and they take the 2008 championship with a 6-1 win convincingly over Team Minnesota. 2 goals apiece from Jace Panzer and TJ Hale, a pair of forwards. The margin of victory for Bakken, who scored 4 in the first and were never challenged after that. So North Dakota boys come away with the championship, the big one presented by Youth Hockey Hub. Give our FVP, MVP of the game to Jace Panzer, who scored 1 in the first and 1 in the second to make it a 5-0 game and start the running clock as the Bakken Oilers put on an impressive display to take this championship going away here at the big one presented by Youth Hockey Hub.